I don't know if there's a good counter to body locks, but this is my favorite one. The body lock is a super difficult position to deal with. We can do this also from closed guard. I can teach it from any kind of sequence, almost like we would teach a hip bump sweep to a guillotine, or we can build it out to an advanced series like the body lock when my feet are pinned in butterfly guard. All of it's going to be the same across the board. The variables are going to be the grip, right? The body lock is a super tough position to deal with, but I feel like instead of if I stop pushing the head and lift and threaten the neck, we have a lot better chances here. Because ultimately I need to get my feet free. These feet being pinned is going to nullify anything I want to do from here. So if my partner has me flattened out here, we see a lot of people playing with the elbows, pushing the chin. All of those are good ideas, and they work to a degree like anything else. But I think if I can make him have to move and chase me or adjust his position, if he's stronger than me or heavier than me, then I actually have a chance to get him to open up. So instead of trying to push his chin, I'm going to go like a frame, but the opposite. Typically when we frame from like side control or mount, we're going pinky up. I'm going to go thumb up like a beer mug grip. So my thumb's going to dig underneath. I'm going to use my other hand to reinforce, and I'm not trying to push him straight up. I'm trying to treat it almost like I'm shouldering a medicine ball. I'm going to throw his head over my shoulder if I could. So I'm here. I'm going to push and lift. And that's all I'm looking for. Now I have to know my movement has to make up the rest. So I'm going to start to sit up almost like we would on a Kimura sweep or a hip bump sweep. But instead, as I come up, I'm going to post to my elbow. I want to start already thinking about scooting my butt toward his grip. The further I can get his grip away from his body, the easier it's going to be on me. As I sit up, I want to start wrapping the head. Now, where we can get into trouble here is if I start to worry about my grip on his neck instead of my leg position. Because if he's good and I start overcommitting and kicking my legs this way, he's just going to run. To stop that, I need to start thinking about sitting up and keeping this knee disciplined as he tries to run. So as I reach for the head, I'm not trying to grab his neck in one motion. I'm trying to go my knuckles to my back pocket. Now, as I look to sit up, I want to go from my elbow to my hand, and I want to think about clamping my elbow back. I want to engage my lat and my elbow and try to close this off. And the difference here is huge. If he has his head up and I just reach, he's going to look to pass to the back side and take my back or head and arm me. If I reach around him and clamp my elbow down, now if my partner tries to get his posture, it should be very, very difficult. Now he should be limited to his grip and his motion with his legs. That's where it's my job now to make him chase. So I'm going to post up to my hand, and I already want to start thinking about scooting away from his head. I want to get my outside knee in across almost like a scissor sweep. So I'm going to start to scoot, and I'm going to look if my elbow is down to bait him into running around to the backside. I would like him to think he can take my back or he can head an arm choke from here. Now, if he doesn't, I'm just going to sneak my knees across. So my near side butterfly hook is going to go shorter toward the knee so my knee can come out. My opposite side is going to start coming through. Almost heels to my butt. Now, as he's locked here, I can start stretching him out. So if he tries to pull me back in with his grip, I can walk my butt toward my hand and start creeping on it. Now, either he has to crawl forward to catch up, or his butt leaves his heels. He's going to be a lot weaker here. Now I have options. I'm going to scoop my butt real big toward my hand and switch the angle I'm on entirely. My knees will face him, and ideally both legs will be towards space. So I'm here. I'm going to post, switch my grip. Now my closest leg is going to make contact with anywhere I can along his knee to his hip. The higher is going to be the better. The more I can push his hips away, the better it's going to be. But I want contact with my foot here. Now my outside leg is where I gain traction. I scoop my butt toward it, and I can come over the top and hug my guillotine grip, my arm and guillotine grip. I don't care about his chin being down or up. I don't care about the grip as much as I care about almost using it as a chest wrap. As I'm here now, I have three options. If I can finagle my grip underneath his neck, I can look for my guillotine as long as I stay on my side. If I can't, then I can look to post my foot to the floor, use this wedge to guide him that way, and turn my grip like a big bus steering wheel motion, all three at the same time, and look to take him to his side or his back. Now I have options to wrestle. I can swim an underhook and switch my hips, but the main thing is I got his weight moving. My third option, as I'm here, would be to drive into him, knowing he's probably going to drive back into me, and when he does, I'm going to scoot back and change my hips and get up like in a technical stand-up. So I'm here. As I drive, I feel him have to post to drive back in. I post my outside leg. I'm going to walk, switch my hips, and look to come up. Now I can wrestle it in front headlock. So it depends, number one, on his reaction. Number two, on what I prefer. So again, as we're here, he has me pinned. Instead of traditional frame, pinky up, I'm going to go thumb up underneath, take him back the way my thumb's pointing. Use my second hand to reinforce, take his head off center, I swim up. Now I've got to know, if he's smart, he's going to try to run this way. So I want to start making height right away, grabbing his head and my knuckles go to my back pocket, clamp my elbow down. You should feel it lock in, and with your partner, ask him to try to get posture with his head. I'm going to post to my hand, I'm going to scoot, and now as I go, I want to look to bring this knee in. Now I can start running and stretching out his grip. The more I go, I don't care if I have to walk across the whole mat, as long as I can keep bringing his grip away from his body and get his butt off his heels. Now I have a chance to switch my hips big. I post, scoot, turn, and I want to get this leg making contact with head. A lot of times in the guillotine, we only have one reinforcement for him jumping over. Instead now, this is the one that keeps him in check, and this is a backup. It's a safety net in case he beats this leg. If this leg is in, now this leg is the driver to take him over. So I can post, kick, and turn all at the same time. I can work my grip under his neck, look to secure over the hips and guillotine. Or if I start trying to take him over and he starts spacing out and driving back in, that's going to be the space and the momentum I need to scoot away, switch my hips, and start wrestling up.